Hi, I'm Danny Butler, and this week we are going to be looking at my brand new Vertigo RS2. Nah, that was a lie. Obviously, I've had a gas. But riding one of these again will probably, maybe, possibly make me want to go back green. It's a full, honest review, as we're about to look at the brand new Vertigos, and this is TrialTube. Now, obviously this bike has been provided to us this week by Rich at Camio. Obviously this shot is me riding a Camio bike at a Camio venue with a Camio van in the background, but I do not work for Camio, and that's why this is going to be fair. Rich is completely aware that I'll say whatever I want about the bike because that's the way it's always been, and he has been good enough as a very, shall we say, invested Vertigo dealer to make sure that we have got the best equipment so that we can give you an honest review, and that's what we do here on TrialTube. He is fully aware that if I think this bike is utter crap, I will probably say that it's utter crap, which is probably not going to happen because I do like Vertigos anyway. So quickly, let's just have a quick run through. Obviously the RS2 is the, shall we say, successor to the likes of the RS way back when, the R3 and the R2. This is the flagship model of the bike. Obviously you can also have a version which is Dougie Lampkin inspired, so you can have the DL RS. If you want me to explain what DL stands for, then turn off now. But this bike literally comes with all the toys: CNC clamps, rental bars. It comes with Vertigo standard billet pegs, but Rich has very nicely upgraded his bike to having the new S3 titanium pegs, which we'll give a little review on those as well because they are brand new. Also, this bike, of course, is fuel injected. Vertigo have gone completely on their own direction and, shall we change things around, as we've spoke about in the past. If you're wondering what I'm meaning there, just watch previous videos. Obviously the airbox is at the top and the tank is at the bottom. In this iteration of the bike, obviously you've got the Morad rims, you have the billet hubs, which look mucho quality, and apart from all of that, the Vertigo truly is, in this version, since the original Nitro that came out a couple of years ago now, this bike is refined, shall we say, but I'm still super excited to ride it, simply because I loved my JBR to a point where I didn't even want it to live in the garage anymore and it could come in the living room. Oh, fresh linkage as well. Now, a couple of bits. On the new Vertigos, this goes all the way down to the works. They've actually cut out this section here. You can see the CNC machine's been in there and cut these away. That looks quite nice. And obviously that's to house a new linkage. The new linkage, by the way, only comes on the RS and DL RS bikes. You do not get the new, shall we say, like knuckle style linkage on the works. But if I'm completely honest, the standard linkage is fantastic, and it's easy to work on as well because I used to have to clean those out quite often. Little other extras that you, of course, you would expect to be getting on a Vertigo. The DLRS and RS2 both come with the 360 gram weight flywheel on there, which I rode a Nitro without a flywheel weight on and it gripped well, but my R3 had this flywheel on and it rode better. So it's completely up to you, but yeah, I just really like that. The sides of the radiator have been cut out now as well. That's brand new. That's yeah, again, they've started to really refine this bike now. And apart from that, it's still looking pretty Vertigo to me, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'll be honest, the old age, shall we say, rumours of the bikes not being good bikes has long since been forgotten. If you are still thinking that a Vertigo isn't a good bike, you are an idiot. There's nothing wrong with the electronics. The problem with Vertigos is the owners. Now, I'm not saying that this bike's had some extras bolted on there, but this is actually Rich Timperley's bike, his own bike from the shop. He's just told me that his bike's always for sale, so it's never really his bike because he gets about 20 seconds on them and then he sells them. Little extra bits that you also get on the newer Vertigos. They've now reinforced the sump plate. We used to, of course, fit a CSP one to the ones that I've had in the past, which was, shall we say, a more, a more hardy wearing sump plate. But if I'm honest, I'd still buy a CSP one, take this standard one off, put it on a shelf, ride the bike to the point where it's nearing death, and change the sump plate back over, and the person buying the bike would essentially get a bike that looks like it's brand new and done nothing. But I'm not telling you any secrets, that's just what I would personally advise. Apart from that, you get all the dress-up gear on the RS2, including the lever adjusters, the top caps on your master cylinders, and Rich has even got the little thumb turner that you can buy from Camio Moto that secures the airbox down, so you can have a little peek in there. And like all of the videos, what you do is you screw that off, have a look in the airbox, notice that your air filter's clean, and then 6 months later you go back again and open the airbox and the air filter is clean. Now, usually I would do a, shall we say, a series of camera shots that look very arty-farty, and you see my foot hit the kickstart, I stroke the kickstart, I then edit in the exhaust being smoky at the point when I kick the bike, okay? I know, it looks sick, we'll probably still do it, but today I'm going to teach you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how to start your Vertigo cold. Every single time, because when I owned a Vertigo, I had no problems. When Rich owns a Vertigo, he has no problems. When my brother rides his Vertigo, and when anybody else that gets into them rides a Vertigo, for some reason they have no problem starting their bike, and then we will go to a club trial and see a bunch of guys saying, oh, I'll tell you what, you need a carb. This bike doesn't start, it's rubbish. There is a procedure, okay? Just like waiting for all the lights going out on your dash, on your posh Audi. You wouldn't be stood there just cranking the key, would you? No. Step 1. Admire Vertigo from afar. Step 2. Walk towards Vertigo without moaning about the electrics that broke in 2016. No. Step 3. Bring out kickstart that has little bit on the end so that your foot doesn't slip and you remove your ankle. What step are we on? Step 4, mount motorcycle. You can do this on stand or off stand, we don't mind, okay? Step 5, put foot on kickstart, hey? Step 6, cycle kickstart and wait for the primer procedure to end. Basically, there's a little buzz from the pump. There we go. And now, I haven't done this in a long time, so don't judge me. He's failed. There we go. Hey, don't go getting all judgy, man. I haven't done this in over a year, but I'm going to leave that in, the bit where I failed, so you know. So what, second kick, cold? That wasn't that bad. I've been kicking up bikes, so I'm still making excuses. Anyway, all that condescending step work there, all of that culminates in the bike starting. And when it's warm, I'll do the same thing. And yeah, screw all of you. Now, not to labour the point that it's the owners that are the problem and not the bike, I'm going to start it again before I go off and ride it, simply because now that it's been running, you shouldn't be kicking and kicking and kicking. As you stroke your foot, give it a little movement of the throttle at the same time. It's fuel injected, you know, so, you know, open the taps, give it some fuel, let it work. Here we go. One more, just for the gram. Ah, Jesus. Oh, Daddy. Full disclosure, I've just got on Richie's bike, not moved the bars, I've adjusted his clutch a little bit, and that's how we're going to leave it. So today we're at a brand new venue, not a brand new venue as in to the world of trials venues in the UK. We're just outside of Sheffield, a little place called Edenfield, which has now been, shall we say, purchased by a group of lovely people that are going to be opening the venue up for membership. So if you live in and around the areas of Edenfield or even further afield, it's a fantastic venue with some nice natural sections, big climbs, nice little rocky riverbed. Occasionally can be a little bit muddy in the winter, but it's all trials. So what we're going to try and do is test the bike out here at Edenfield. Just so you know, I've had my first 5 minutes back on a Vertigo and almost 18 months. Yeah, they're still absolutely rubbish. Right, here we go. Quick section here at Edenfield. Not my bike, set up in not my way. So it's not my shop, it's not my bike, and I'm not employed by them. Here we go. All right. We're going to go for second gear for the start. I feel like third is more of a surety, but we're going to rev its nuts off and see how we go. Right, so second gear, slightly over to the left just to get a good line for the back wheel. Straight up there this time, just got to pull off now. Way easier with a motorbike, I can tell you now. Right, we're going to get to the top of the hill, and when we get to the top of the hill there's this little bit of a tipping point, and then we're going to go down the hill, which oh my god, like that. I'm going to fall on my arse. Too much. Right, now into the corner, on purpose to show the range of the bottom end. I'm going to do all the corner hopping and line in third. We're using the wide width there. I'm already in third, by the way. On many of the other, shall we say, bigger bikes, that would have ended up in me stalling. Right, climb time. Shall we say a 3/4 handful? And I'm going to try and launch from one part of the routes all the way to the next. We'll see how that goes though. Sometimes you've just got to go with what you've got. Whoa, Nelly. So you've just seen a little section, an array of things in there. We had a bit of a fiery step at the start. We had a nice big drop-off sort of section, some slippy corners, and then a climb out the end, which as you can see in the background is actually quite big. Now, when you ride the Vertigo, I really feel that you can just be lazier than everybody else. Now that's not a bad thing, because remember, you've paid for the privilege. This bike retails at $8,750 now. So there's been a little bit of a price hike, but it is the RS model, so top of the tree. But I'm going to be completely honest, I'd still pay the money, because this bike is fabulous.
Okay, let's party.
Good thing number one when it comes to the Vertigo is the fact that, I'm going to be honest, this might be something that other people don't like, but I personally find quite reassuring because I once had a Beta blow up underneath me. When you ride the Vertigo, you know that it's never going to overheat because the fan reminds you 24/7. Here we go, it'll be talking to me right now. Oh yeah, so now you don't make the noise. Ah, there we go. Good thing number two about the Vertigo is you'll notice that a lot of the weight distribution of the bike is very much towards the back end, which does make it ride planted. I'm not going to say heavy on the rear end, it's planted, but that's a good thing because that means that all of your weight is essentially forced towards the back end of the bike. Means you get a better quality of grip. So yeah, again, Vertigo have thought about that during the design process of this bike, because you see a lot of bikes, Beta, Gas, Montesa for instance, putting a nice light air box down the bottom and a heavy fuel tank up the top. Go figure. So yeah, good thing number two, the design. And good thing number three is this. When you open the fuel cap area and unscrew, here we go. Not hard work whatsoever. Here we go, this is Rich's bike. I know he's done a little bit of riding so far, not a lot though, hours. The person that's probably rode his bike the most is me for a change. There we go. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Clean as a whistle. The air filter on a Vertigo stays that way unless you have basically been riding it through, I don't know, 5 foot deep shit.
No.
5 foot deep mud. Sorry, Mum. Yeah. This is a game changer in this bike. Game changer. Now for 3 bad. We all knew this day would come. Bad thing number one. I'm not going to be talking about the economy of buying a Vertigo, right? Stay with me, don't get too bored. So the Vertigo price range is, of course, more expensive than the likes of your Beta, TRS, etc. It's pretty close to a gas nowadays, but the Vertigo is more expensive, yes, and they seem to have this affinity, according to, shall we say, the grapevine, of bringing out too many new bikes. There's always people moaning online about Vertigo bringing out too many new bikes, therefore devaluing the old one. And I love it how people comment online without any research put into it, because I think you'll find that TRS actually bring out more models than Vertigo per year. 1R, RR and Gold. Vertigo bring out a Works, an RS, a limited run of DLs and a very limited run of Titaniums. 40 in fact. So they're not as readily available in these other models. It begs to differ. Are Vertigo refining their good bike? The Vertigo also, for the Works model, contains quite a lot of the kit that you see on this one today. And every year the Works model actually gets pretty much the equipment from last year's RS model. So they're actually always trying to make the, shall we say, the standard, not standard, but standard model better every year. So yeah. Oh, one big point though. I have no idea why when you buy a Vertigo it loses money, because it's just a shame that that happens. If you are buying a second-hand Vertigo, fill your boots. You will be a happy customer. Bad point number two. This one completely goes to the owners of Vertigo. That's right, I'm talking about you. When I say you, I mean the person that basically is watching this whilst having his £100 Dell laptop on his knee, thinking he's going to download the next race map for his bike. You do not know more than Vertigo. Stop trying to fix your bike. You would not go into Audi and say, listen mate, I plugged in my Audi at home and I broke it. Because that's what you're going to do with this as well. The Vertigo have actually now actually added a port so that they can appease you idiots. That's right, for the people that are trying to fix their bike at home. The way that I kept my 3 Vertigos running perfectly was, after I'd rode and washed the bike, I did a drying cycle, okay, and then took this off, took the rear mud guard off, made sure that all the wiring area was clean and dry, and even put a little sponge in the hole getting into there. Because of course, let's say the wiring loom doesn't need to be able to breathe, okay? So yeah, bad point number 2, the people that buy them. Bad point number 3. Oh, they're gonna love this one. You'll notice that Rich has actually changed his pegs to the new shiny S3 pegs, which have just come out. They have just come out. They look incredible, and they've made the same mistake that Raptor did, where they take the edges off the top of the pegs. If you like a nice flat, secure peg, then these will work great. They'll be very light. They look really cool, but they're not as grippy as the Jitsi ones. Sorry. But bad point number 3 for your Vertigo: when you buy one, you get some billet pegs, and when you buy your Vertigo, the pegs are level, and they are, yeah. And then slowly but surely, 1 trial, 2 trial, 3 trials. See what's happening, don't you? Right? Yeah. When you buy a Vertigo, just buy some better pegs. Oh. Right, final verdict. The Vertigo is still the best 2-stroke out of the box. I own a gas, and I can say that. I ride a gas because I like the way it looks. The Vertigo is a little more straight edge, a little bit more 80s, and the gas, although the technology isn't as far forward, I just feel like it looks a bit more Ferrari. And you know what it is with Ferraris? They're not always, you know, doing the best job, but they look good, don't they? I love a Vertigo. I'm not gonna lie. If you want a bike that grips like no other and feels premium, this is the bike for you. If you are so serious about your riding that this is what you want to be on, I mean, you know, this is just my opinion, okay? There's plenty of people that will be arguing in the comments saying that Beta's the best thing since sliced bread, or their Montesa basically is awesome when it's not acting like a ship's anchor.
No.
But the Vertigo is fantastic. Maybe they'll make another one soon. Right, here we go. Thank you for watching TrialTube. Like, share, subscribe. Please share the videos. I feel like I'm like flogging a dead horse when I ask old men in trials to share things on the internet. It's really, really difficult. You can all seem to be able to find all the adult content, so I think you'll have no problem finding my videos, will you? Bugger. Second kick.